Hi, I'm Leanne Crockett, CEO of Bellwether Church Solutions, and I want to thank you for caring enough about your church's financial stewardship that you've come here today to take a few minutes and take the Church Bookkeeping Report card. If you want to make sure your church finances are managed properly and stop worrying about whether or not the pastor's payroll and taxes are handled properly, whether all your finances are being accounted for accurately, and if you're up to date with the current IRS regulations, you've come to the right place, and this may be the best 10 minutes of your year. Please rest assured we've worked with churches of all sizes, churches where the pastor or his wife were taking care of the books, churches where volunteers were helping with the bookkeeping, churches that had a full-time bookkeeper, and even churches that have hired outside bookkeeping or CPAs who unfortunately aren't specialized in church bookkeeping. Our free church bookkeeping report card is going to confirm that you're doing everything right or expose areas of concern that need some expert attention. So just be assured that every client we've ever worked with has had one or more of these problems. Mistakes in paying or reporting the pastor's taxes, which are very unique. A lack of IRS required documentation and reporting for donations. They've had out-of-date or unsubstantiated financial records and sometimes no financial records at all. They've had no procedural controls to guard against embezzlement, which Brotherhood Mutual Insurance says happens to 1/3 of churches every year. Issues with state and federal workforce violations because they're paying people as contractors that should be W-2 employees. A lack of the church leadership's understanding of their fiduciary and legal responsibility and the personal accountability that they have for the church finances. Sometimes it's because there's not enough time or expertise in your congregation to properly maintain church finances, or worst case, only one person's handling all the finances, which is just an invitation for embezzlement or fraud. Every month you delay means more details slip through the cracks, more mistakes go undiscovered, and honestly, your risk of IRS issues and embezzlement are compounded. So let Bellwether prepare your church report card so you can rest assured that your church assets are properly secured, that the policies and procedures are in place to avoid legal issues, the IRS regulations are being followed, payroll and contract vendor payments are being handled properly, that your donations are reported and receipted as required by the IRS, that your church leadership has a clear understanding of their fiduciary responsibility and their legal personal accountability for church finances, and to ensure that your church bookkeeping is streamlined, secured, and properly handled. Here's the bottom line. Your church bookkeeping report card is going to grade you in 4 areas: policies and procedures affecting all financial functions, and the protection of your assets. Compliance with the IRS to assure the integrity of your nonprofit status. Church leadership practices and policies that protect their personal assets, and a technology review to streamline, systematize, and simplify your bookkeeping while grading the integrity of your data. By requesting your church bookkeeping report card today, you will also receive 2 bonuses. You will be allowed to schedule a 25-minute one-on-one consultation with either myself or my partner, Fina Valdez, to discuss the results of your church bookkeeping report card and what you can do to adopt best practices, comply with IRS regulations, assure your church leadership is in compliance with their fiduciary responsibilities, and a bookkeeping technology assessment. And bonus number 2 is receiving a free copy of my book, Preventing Fraud in Church Accounting, which I wrote especially for ministers and church leaders who want to safeguard their ministry and spend their time shepherding the flock instead of wrangling the paperwork. So thank you again for caring enough to see how your church's bookkeeping report card scores, and let's make sure you're a straight A church from here on out.